we're back in Viking Conquest, and the title also says Time Warp, and I'm gonna explain to you why there is the name Time Warp, or the expression Time Warp, in the title. I have been playing this game for 2 hours straight yesterday, and at the end, like Rome before, this time it happened with Mount&Blade, is that the recording software corrupted the file in the end, and the whole recording ended up useless. This time, though, I can't just load a save like I could with Rome 2 Total War and then continue playing as if nothing ever happened. But we're sort of stuck to the realistic gameplay here, and we can't go back into the save games if we might want to cheat. So I did record all the audio. The audio is there. The video footage is missing. So I could, let you hear a little example, maybe right now, and I'll show you the black screen as well, and you can hear what's going on. This guy's running off. Yeah, that was that. So, during those 2 hours, I did loads of stuff, of which one of them was raid another church, and that would be, well, it's a monastery. We ended up in Denmark, and then I think we went back to Norway, didn't we? Then I thought, why not go to the Netherlands, because that's where I'm from. So I went to Willebrod here, and raided the shit out of it, killed all the Christians that were in there, and then quickly took the ferry back to Dunwich, right here. Then around that place we started to look around, and I found Danish Vikings that landed on the coast right here. So they came from Denmark, from Ribe most likely, and landed here in Norham. They were not under the banner of a noble, but there were about 4 or 5 groups of 20 Vikings roaming the land here, and they captured a bunch of people, including a ton of archers, the Hemthingi archers, the ones we had before, I think 1 or 2, which I saved, and I ended up with, let me just count that, oh, too far north, I twisted the map a bit, which is a stupid idea. There we go, Lindisfarne. This is already a little bit of a spoiler of what happened. We sort of built our own little encampment here. But right now we are on 20 warrior archers and 3 in the encampment. So we have 23 warrior archers. That means we've saved about 20 of them. And among them were also some more units, and we captured loads of Vikings as well, which we sold to the slave traders. Then we went in for the campsite. They had their boats landed on the coast here. Went in, took the boats while we destroyed the boats, took the loot, sold it all, and moved north. As you may remember, we did fight Vikings before, which were Norwegian Vikings, close to Hadrian's Wall, which is right there. And this is where the Vikings would be. And if I go up there now, you're gonna see something cool, I hope. Let's see. Yeah, there they are. There's 30 of them, or 29. 1 leader and 28 Vikings. What I kept doing here, I've already destroyed one of the Viking landings as well. These are Vikings that are actually plundering people. They're not under the banner of a nobleman. So if I kill them, nobody cares because, they're out pirating and stuff. So what I kept doing was I went in here, I attacked the armies that had captives, mostly the high level captives. We would release them into our service, so from captivity into our service, and then we would sell the captured Vikings here in Bebbanburg. That way, we were able to pay for this encampment here, which is already upgraded to level 2 or something. And our money is now at 24,401. No cheats involved. 2 hours of heavy gameplay. We also have the Old Norse helm still, but I've decided to wear the cloaked mail instead because it's great at blocking spears when I ride my horse into the enemy lines. I've also started to use a little bit of a tactic: archers in the rear, spears front, and the melee units as well, so that when we get into a fight, we get the optimal chances out of the fight by, harassing the enemy with arrows before they get close to us. So let's just go and take a look at Hrothgarheim, which is what I called it. It's like, means Hrothgar's home. And we've built a refuge hall, a mead hall, and I think there's like little huts in there for my troops. But we're gonna go take a walk around there, so I can show you what it looks like. The graphics need to render. Let me just check. Yeah, it's recording now. Good thing, good thing. Is it not on? Yeah, it's... I was about to say, oh shit, it's on live stream. We're live streaming, but we're not. So we're just gonna go ahead and check out our encampment. There is one more, I think 1 or 2 more levels of encampment. As you can see, I think they're growing something here. So this is our current encampment. It's kind of Norwegian style, Viking style. I quite like it. Here's Harald. He's the trainer, the troop trainer. He's a cool guy. Then we have Marcus here, which is the captain of the encampment. So he sort of decides what's going to happen, who's on watch, all that sort of good stuff. So we're going to go out here, and I can show you the inside of the refuge hall. We've hired some people as well for this. We've hired Bharat Siwi, which is a singer. He's a music maker or poet. Alexander, the doctor. He was the most expensive one I could find. Also heals the heaviest wounds as well. So if we ever break an arm or break a leg, something like that, he can fix it. And we have the Godi Olafur. He's a pagan priest that converts all my units to pagans, which is, necessary. That was my refuge hall. This is basically where I reside. I had stored some stuff in there. Let me check. No, that's... yeah, right here, chest. See, I have some armor in here. This is the armor I was wearing before. I also have a battered cloak mail, which is the same, almost the same as the other cloak mail we have there. But the cloak model is a bit different. It's longer, and it's brown. But because it's battered, it has a little bit less armor. 2 armor per by the body and 2 armor by the legs. So I just kept it there. Might as well use it later on if we want to look more awesome. Then we can go to the mead hall. We hired Suib. I don't know how to pronounce that name. She's not that hot, but she's got the body of a man, and that's a body that could handle 50 warriors crawling over her. That's what she's for. She's here in case our morale drops really high or low. She can keep that morale back up. There's the roast, spit roast, and Cassius, which is, I believe, our bartender and cook. So then all there is here is Marcus. He's the captain. If I'd ask him if I want to improve the hideout, we have a nice hideout with a mead hall and a capacity for 120 men. He suggested we should build more houses, a blacksmith, so we can make weapons and armor and repair it, build a stable, and earthen mounds and ditches. So it's gonna turn into and an extra mead hall. So it's gonna, turn out pretty damn big, but it's gonna cost us 10,000. So I'm just gonna say, I'll think about it. We don't even nearly have 120 men, so that's not necessary at all. What I want to do now, though, is take on the Vikings here, as I've done for almost an hour and 30 minutes straight. We've taken out hundreds of them. We could just check how many... Yeah, we've killed 120 by our own hand, and 232 by our own hand. That's almost double as the previous episode. So that only shows you how much I've been fighting. And how much of that was effective as well. And that we actually, the ones that we wounded, that's at least 100 more. And you get about 230 coins per Viking. You see a crane circling above your party. Tell your men that the crane symbolizes victory. Oh, nice. Your party gains 5 morale. The crane was a symbol of war for the ancient Celts. Your men are impressed by your knowledge and grateful that the gods are with them. Nice. Okay. So yeah, we've been selling about 200 or 100, between 100 and 200 Vikings to the slave traders in England. You know, which kind of got us a lot of money. I did also spend a lot of money for increasing the morale of the troops at the whorehouse. What else did we buy? Yeah, we did the encampment upgrade. We've been chasing this guy for a while now. We're gonna kill them. Alright, here's the thing that I always do. I tell everyone to hold position. This time they're sort of climbing on top of me, which I don't really like. Alright, I tell them to hold here. I'll tell the archers to hold up here. Skirmishers, which are sometimes... I had a couple of priests in my army. Not Christian priests, but pagan priests. And there was one problem with that, and that was that the priests were so fast because they barely had any armor on them. They rushed the enemy before I realized I had to give them orders to hold. I did learn that now, but they already died in battle, so maybe next time. And here's our little plan unfolding. The Vikings are coming in. Our archers are raining arrows down onto them. Infantry's ready in a double line formation. Now I've gained a little skill that came with the leadership. And if I hold T, you will see what that will do. Right, that's awesome, isn't it? Shield bashing. This actually increases the party's morale, and it increases the hit points, so they can take more hits. And we're gonna go and slice some of them down. That was not supposed to happen, but, you know, mistakes happen. What I like to do is weaken the enemies a bit, sometimes just completely stab them to death, and then call in a charge by the infantry. And the more guys I stab on the way, the better. Sometimes they get a headshot, then they die. This one decides to run away. Here's another thing that would catch your eye. They're walking away, which means because of the long run that they've had... Oh, sorry, my mistake. Because of the long run they had from all the way over there in the hills, in the heavy armor that they have, with all the weapons and the shields, tires them out. If you encounter a large army under the command of a noble, his men will not just throw themselves onto you. The Vikings usually will. And then I'm talking about the Viking raiders. If you have a Viking army, that's going to be a different story. But the normal raiders, they just, you know, throw themselves at you because they think they're superior, they're in a looting frenzy. And then this tactic works perfectly. They're already tired before they get to you, so... We're done. We gain 4 morale, and 4 renown, and 7 morale. And we can capture 10 of the Vikings, which means 2,000 gold, and a bandit leader, which is, you know, 2,200. A little bit more, maybe. Then what I did a couple of times was lay claim to the loot and sell that. But all in all, I lost too much morale, and that didn't work really well. So the larger your army is, the less effective that is gonna be. There's one thing that, you know, adds up to that is if I have my encampment and I'm able to kill quite a few people by myself with only a couple of group members, then I could lay claim to the loot, which will drop the morale a lot less. You know, but that you know, remains to be seen. I haven't tried it yet. I like to keep a big group of people with me because you never know what's gonna happen when you're out there. I also found out the larger your army is, the more captives you can hold. So right now we have 56 men in our party, and we can hold 42 prisoners. And also, I added 3 more men to my army, which is Clovis, and Morgant, which is all 3 companions that I gave them armor, I gave them money, I gave them weapons. And they are actually good at fighting, so that's a good thing. So we'll just take down a couple more of these Vikings the same way we just did. That happened a lot in that happened so much in that 2 hours of recording that I decided, you know, I'm looking for a high ground here. But you know, you'll still see this because I'm still bulking up money to. Let me just focus on this for a second. I'm still bulking up money for the 2nd level of refuge. So you're still gonna see a lot of fighting, but that little moment where we gained so much renown and so much money, and our camp, of course, and our army was growing, you missed that, and I'm very sorry for that. But I only realized I was recording a black screen 2 hours in. We got 3 kills there. That was a good run. Alright, we'll call the infantry in, charge them. We'll leave the archers here as support. Now, I found a real good use for this over. One of our guys went unconscious. Just doing the little press T for shield bash. These Vikings are doing a little bit of damage. Most of the units are being wounded though, which is nice. I'd rather have them wounded and then rest up a little bit, and then they'll be fine. Put the fight. Almost over. This guy's running off. I like to chase off the routing ones and catch them as they run. Oh, took that guy's head off. Because, you know, the ones that run, you usually knock them unconscious and you can sell them. That last guy died though. Obviously. Alright. That was another battle done. 3 are wounded. 3 of our men. Not a big deal. They will come back to the living once they have rested enough. Now we have 30 prisoners now. And we're going to share the loot because this was a big amount of loot. Let me just see. This is exactly the same spear as I have. So I don't need another one. Alright. Also, our party gains enormous amount of experience, which is also a very good thing. I'm just really curious about where the Norwegian campsite is. Oh, there it is, Fighter's Camp. So this is where the Norwegian Vikings spawn from. In the Norwegian Vikings case, they come out of a fighter's camp. In the Danish Vikings case, they come out of a beach landing. And there's loads of Vikings too, so plenty of prisoners, plenty of gear. Although, you know, you could find better gear on a nobleman's army, but who would fight noblemen if you can just fight bandits and gain respect from every faction by doing so?